God bless you, everyone. This is Bishop Mercer for Empowerment Wednesday. We're going to hold on for a minute while the room or the group, whatever you call this thing, populates as people begin to sign in. So I'm glad to see you for those who are here. And we're going to hold off until people begin to sign on. The first person is my wife. God bless you, Lady Mercer, for your wonderful sign on. But we're still going to wait till people join in, though. Okay. God bless you. I pray that everyone is doing well. And there, Elder Smith, God bless you. Elder Pollard, God bless you. Sister Smith and Minister Carrie Robertson, God bless you. Carrie owes me a pair of socks, so I'm still waiting for my socks, Carrie. But God bless you. God bless you. I see people are starting to come in slowly, so we're going to hold off just for a few more minutes until they fully come in, or until we get to some decent levels to go ahead and begin. God bless you. God bless you. But we're glad to have each of you who are here. And greetings, Bishop and Lady Mercer. Lenora, if you come on this live this week, tolerating me, but really being a friend and a fan of Lady Mercer, we're going to fight, okay? We're going to fight. But Kim, Lenora said hi. Lenora said hi. Renee Holly, God bless you. Carolyn Miner, God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. Let's go ahead and get this party started. And we're going to Tamika T. Davis. She has dropped the lady swag, and now she's just T. So God bless you, T. Glad to have you here. Excuse me, Sister Tamika Shields. God bless you. God bless you. Listen, as we said last week, for those who trust, hey, Renee, let's go ahead and like and share. And for those who are waiting for a word, once you get a good word, God bless you. Please do like and share. We want to get this word out. So let's go ahead and get started. And listen, before I conclude, I need you to stick around because we have a church announcement to make. Church announcements. Latoya Alston, God bless you. I want to be able to call people as they pop on, but I'm not very good at that just yet. So for all who are here that I have not called your name and acknowledge you, God bless you. I thank you for being. Tashay Barber, God bless you, Tashay. Good to see you. Good to see you. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. From a scriptural perspective, our scripture that supports our Empowerment Wednesday is going to come from the third chapter of the book of Philippians. Okay, the third chapter of the book of Philippians. So you have that there to reference as we talk for the next few minutes or so. One of the things that I have been studying, have been wrestling with, and my dear brother, Bishop C. Sterling Davis II, the Texas Diocesan State Bishop for the United Covenant Churches of Christ, he did a live some time ago, and I watched his live, and he ministered to me, even to the point of what I was to minister today for Empowerment Wednesday. And when we look at Philippians chapter 3 as it relates to us, we have been studying for the month of September that this is the month of purpose. Y'all with me? For folk from New Life Church of Atlanta, we've been preaching and teaching purpose all month long. For the times we've been coming on for Empowerment Wednesday, oh, God bless you. We have been studying purpose for the longest time. But one of the things that I want to share with you and I want to speak with us tonight about is that purpose simply does not come easy. For many of us, we missed the boat. Dear Tamika said hi. We missed the boat and we forfeit our purpose because we are too afraid to break out of the boxes that we are currently in. Not only are we afraid to break out of the boxes, hear me very carefully, we have made our testimonies into a tomb. Got my sister Karen. Hey, Karen, we have made our testimonies into a tomb. What are you saying, Bishop? I'm grateful, and we are grateful, especially for New Life Church of Atlanta, as we are preparing to go into our church anniversary or birthday, if you will. We are grateful for everything that God has done for the ministry. We are grateful for everything God has done for us individually and collectively. However, we are also under the understanding that there is greater that is ahead of us. We're grateful for what he has done. We're grateful for how he has sustained us. We're grateful for how he has made ways and supported the ministry when other churches open on Monday, close on Tuesday, grand opening, grand closing. And we're grateful for how he has sustained us and prospered us. But we also are aware and under the understanding that there is greater that is ahead of us. When Paul writes in Philippians chapter 3, he puts it this way. He said, forgetting all the things which are behind me and reaching forth for the things which are before me. Let's talk about that for a few minutes for Empowerment Wednesday. We're going to get in, we're going to get out. Y'all with me? When he preaches and when he writes about forgetting the things which are behind him, it is not necessarily a totally saying that your experiences and your past and your processes are not necessarily to be regarded for the development of who you are. It is not to say that your successes, your triumphs, your victories are pointless. But what it is saying, as we said in the beginning of this live, do not make a tomb out of your testimony. What are you saying, Bishop? We all know people that have been giving the same testimony for the last 30 years. Okay, it needs to come to a place where my testimony no longer is that God can provide food when I don't have any food. My testimony cannot remain that God will give me gas when I don't have gas money when I have gas in my car. My testimony got to be greater than God kept my lights on when I didn't have lights. Because sometimes and oftentimes those are testimonies and those processes and works of God are designed for a season for your development and for your structure. And oftentimes when we maintain in the place of making a tomb out of those testimonies, it's because we are not growing and we are really afraid to grow into the next dimension. So what Paul is writing in Philippians chapter 3, he says, listen, I understand everything that God has for me, but I got to reach for the next dimension. Bishop Sterling Davis blessed me when he spoke of it. He said, he talked about the prize of the high calling. And he said, there's no need to mention a high calling if there is not a low calling. What are you saying, Bishop? For many of us, we are stuck in the low calling. We are stuck in the base and in the fundamental and in the foundational things of Christ. We are stuck in a place where our testimony is, I paid my bill before the cutoff notice. We are stuck in a place where I just got in before XYZ happened. We are stuck in a place where I didn't go crazy. I didn't blah, 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 blah. But how long will we be stuck in the low calling before we pursue the high calling? If I was in my church, I would say just tap, tap, tap your neighbor 3 times and say, this is a season that we have to go after our higher calling. There is a greater dimension. There's a greater aspect. There's a greater glory of each of us that we must pursue in this hour. At this point, we are no longer postured or in the position, nor is it tolerated to be in the place of the lower calling. This is not the time to remain or to stay in a posture that is beneath your pedigree. If you thought you were going to dance today, you may or you may not, but I just come to tell you it's time to stretch into the next. Y'all with me? Okay, now let's talk a little bit more. So he said, I press towards the mark. When we study the text, pressing denotes more or a reaching denotes more than an extension to grab. Y'all with me? But when he speaks about pressing and reaching, it comes from the Greek term that means stretching. Y'all ain't talking to me. So in order for me to get to the next dimension, in order for me to rise to my higher self, in order for me to rise to a higher consciousness, a higher level of living, a higher level of my grace, a higher level of my anointing, it is not something that's going to fall in my lap for the lazy people. It's going to occur when you begin to stretch beyond your obstacles. Hear me carefully. There will never be a stretching without opposition. Oftentimes, my greatest opposition are not places and people and things, but hear me carefully, for all my people that want more in life, my greatest opposition is located in my self-concept, which comprises of my self-esteem and my self-efficacy. My self-esteem is what I think about myself. My self-efficacy is what I feel about myself when I'm around other people. When I get to a place where I got to stretch, it doesn't matter what people think about my process. I got to go after what God has ordained for me. if you are looking for cheerleaders and supporters, you will always stay in the tomb of your last testimony, because some folk will never support you in your stretch. Y'all with me? So he says, I got to reach, I got to stretch for the mark of the prize of the high calling. I got to stretch beyond my trouble to get to where I'm supposed to be. I got to stretch beyond my fears. I got to stretch beyond even my past failures. I got to stretch beyond being the first in my family too. I got to stretch beyond people saying that I will never be. I got to stretch beyond people, hear me carefully. I got to stretch beyond the people that say you can do it. What do you mean, Bishop? I got to stretch beyond the people that say I can do it. Sometimes cheerleaders in your life are nothing more. Now, for the people that grew up in the city, if you didn't grow up in the city, you may not know this. I grew up in Baltimore City. For those that grew up in the city, you will understand that there are those that were in, how do you put it, the street pharmaceutical industry, that what they would do before they sell their street pharmaceuticals, they release something called a tester. Okay, and the tester is to get you to develop a palate or a liking for the product. Then you become hooked or sprung on the product. Y'all ain't talking to me. And for many of our cheerleaders, we got to even stretch past street cheerleaders, because sometimes our cheerleaders are nothing more than street level testers. What do you mean, Bishop? They want you to buy in and become dependent upon their support. So therefore, you become a fiend for their support. That if they don't support you, you don't move. If they don't say you can do it, you don't do anything. You got to call them every 5 minutes. What do you think I should do? What should I do? I'm beyond the place where I need to call cheerleaders to see if they will support me in my stretch. Because my Bible puts it this way, that he which hath begun, y'all ain't talking to me, a great work in me. I'm making it personal. You don't like it? Your problem. I'm making it personal. Is faithful or shall perform it until the day of Christ Jesus. So if God is going to perform it, and God is faithful to the word over my life, whether or not you support me or don't, I'm still going to stretch. If you're taking notes, take notes for yourself today and say, I still got to stretch. Now, what are 3 things? I'm going to give you 3 points, then we're going to go. My wife says I need to stay longer on Empowerment Wednesday. I'm going to try. Instead of 30 minutes, 32 minutes. Okay? Baby steps. Baby steps. Okay? What do I need to do then, Bishop? What will enable me and support me in my stretch for the higher calling? Point number 1, you got to be stable to stretch.
Yes. Come on, Bishop.
I'm doing all right?
Yes, sir.
She was quiet for a minute, so
stretch.
you got to be stable. Just like I'm going to try to talk and read at the same time. Ken Williams, hey, Kenny, what's going on? Dante Goodman, what's going on, Tay? Pastor Mia said the stretch is real. Honey, you are preaching to the choir. The stretch is real. You got to be, hear me carefully, y'all, stable to stretch. I don't see any shares yet. So somebody click that share button. I don't know where it is. It's here, 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 here. Click share. Get the word out there. You got to be stable to stretch. What do you mean, Bishop? You got to be stable to stretch. We said in the introduction that we have made a mistake of making a tomb out of our testimony. Mm-hmm. But another thing that we got to deal with, and the stability to stretch. Don't make a tale out of your testimony. Y'all quiet. Don't make a tale a fable. Okay, straight up, stop lying. Stop lying. I cannot authentically stretch to the next if I'm living a lie in my now.
Come on, sir.
Y'all with me?
Yes.
I cannot stretch to my next and live a lie in my now. So, Bishop, what does that lie? What does that have to do with my stability? Because whenever we are making a tale of our testimony, or we are unstable in our now, we are giving more credulity to impressing people than achieving what God has set aside for us. Sometimes in my stretch and in my going forward, hear me carefully, I had to sometimes allow God to decrease or reduce me to become a greater version of me. Okay, let's make it secular for those that listen to, if you're in Baltimore, 92.3, if you're in Atlanta, 107.5. Don't ask me how I know those stations. That was in my lower form. Hallelujah, hallelujah. But listen, you got to get past the place I wanted to impress people, because as Fantasia once said, oftentimes you got to lose to win.
That's right.
Okay, so what does that do with my stability? Because oftentimes my stretching denotes a stripping. Y'all quiet. oftentimes my stretching denotes a stripping. Personally, I had to go through a stripping. I'm excited, and we have some new stuff going on for the ministry as we close out this next year ministry going into the next, and the saints are happy. Everyone's like, oh yeah, we got going on, and they're happy. I'm glad they're happy. I love it when my church folk are happy, but they don't understand the mental exhaustion that went on, that before I could be stretched to succeed, I had to first be stripped. Yes. What do you do when your church goes from capacity to a faithful few? Yes. What do you do when you can meet budget simply, and then the next week you get a note from the finance person and you're like, Lord, if you don't make a way, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to be stripped to succeed, and you got to be stripped to stretch, and you got to stretch beyond your own personal idiosyncrasies and your own false image of yourself. Preach, Bishop. Because oftentimes we are unstable in our stretching because we have developed, hear me carefully, an idolatrous identity. What is an idolatrous identity? We don't worship the God we serve. We worship the image that we present.
Come on, Bishop.
And when life reduces me beneath the image that I have presented to people, now I'm struggling. When life has taken me from driving, I don't have one, but so y'all know I ain't got no tail in my testimony. You know what I'm saying? But when life has taken me from driving a Maybach to driving a 1963 Pinto, now we feel some kind of way because I have made an idol of what I thought was my identity. Yes. People of God, when God stretches you to the next, you got to release the image you had of yourself and the image people had of you. Because it doesn't matter what my now looks like, because my next is greater than anything you've ever seen. Prove it to me in the text. I have not seen, nor ear heard, neither have it entered the heart of man, the things what God has prepared for those that love him. But he has revealed it in the spirit. For my stretching people, there are some stretching and some manifestations that you will not see with your natural eye, but God will give you vision in your spiritual eye. You got to, first, number one, you got to be stable to stretch. Stop vacillating. Stop being torn between two opinions. Yes. Stop being torn between what God said and what people want. Stop being torn between what God requires and what people expect. Release the expectation and release the burden of people and say to yourself in this hour, I got to pursue what God's had, what God requires. You got to be stable to stretch. If you are still wondering if you want to win, you ain't stable. If you are still going back and forth about should I go for my next or should I stay where I am because where I am is comfortable, you're not stable. How do you get to a place of stability? You ready for this? You get to a place of stability when what used to be makes you sick. I'm grateful for it, but I'm beyond that. How do I make it personal for myself? I'll tell y'all all my little business. And I'll give you this little nugget real quick. When I was younger, one of my favorite foods, if that's right, one of my favorite foods was a McDonald's Big Mac. One of my favorite snacks for those Deacon Raymond Thomas, that's my dude. I love him. One of my favorite snacks was a little chocolate cake called a Nutter Butter. Nutter Butter. And it was called, are they by Little Debbie?
I'm not sure.
Little Debbie? Okay, I think by Little Debbie. But anyway, it's called Nutter Butter, okay? And as a child, I love Big Macs. I love Nutter Butters. I smash them, okay? Smash them. Made me fat. I'm back to being fine now, but it made me fat. And I was smashing. So as I got older, my palate developed. Y'all with me? Although my palate developed, McDonald's and Little Debbie's were still selling Big Macs and Nutter Butters. All right. So one day I tried to eat a Nutter Butter, and I tried to eat it thinking it was going to please me the way it used to please me when I was my lower self, an immature version of who I am now. And I bit into that Nutter Butter and I almost threw up. Why did I almost throw up? Because the preservatives, the sugar, the oil was just the nastiest thing that I ever tasted. What are you saying, Bishop? When you get to a place of stability and growth, what used to please you in your immature state now disgusts you in your mature state.
Yes,
there is no way you can be a mature Christian, a mature beloved of God, and still behave the way you behaved when you were in your lower self. It should come to a place that when you lose your temper, it should frustrate you. How could I act like that? It should get you to get to a place where you make a mistake and you cut somebody out that cuts you off on the road. If nobody saw you, you should say to yourself, Sam, you got to do better than that. Yeah, that's my personal confession. You know, somebody cut me off. I said, hey, I spoke in tongues. They were known tongues, hallelujah. But that was old me. Right, Kenny? Old me. I've grown since then, hallelujah. My sister Karen said amen because she still cuss. But y'all pray for her. She gonna be delivered by Thanksgiving. So I gotta be stable to stretch. My stability is I will not vacillate or allow myself to be reduced to a lower version of what God has called me to be. Y'all with me? Not only must I be stable to stretch, Tamika Shields said that's me. All right, Tamika, by the time you stand on that door Sunday and pour me some water, you're going to stop cussing, all right? Because you know what? She pours that water and gives me a cussing spirit. That's what. So, all right, Tamika, I'm watching you. No, I'm just joking. I love Sister Shields. I love her. Pray for me because I did let a word or two come out today. That's because you've been away from Atlanta too long. Come on back home, daughter. The Lord will make a way to Shay. But not, I love y'all. Lord, it's 21 minutes. I'm long-winded tonight, huh?
Doing good.
I'm doing good?
Yes, sir.
All right. I got my amen corner. Remember, I've stressed beyond cheerleaders. Her. Listen, not only must you be stable to stretch, hear me carefully, you can't be scared to stretch.
Yes.
You can't be scared to stretch. When I was preparing this, the text came to mind where the Bible says, for God has not given us the spirit of fear, but the power, love, and of a sound mind. So I said, God, if you have not given us the spirit of fear, then we can deduce that the spirit of fear comes from everything or anything that's not like God. So I said, God, then if the spirit comes from, is released by something that's not like you, then where does it rise and where does it resonate? Bishop, you call out tonight, yes, I am sugar. You type, they're going to read it. So why can't I say it? Listen, if it doesn't come from you and it has not been released from you, then where does it reside when it tries to capture my attention? If fear does not come from God, and fear is not a spirit that he releases in my life, when it tries to capture me, where does it reside? God spoke to me in regard to this aspect, your teaching, sir. God bless you, Pastor Mia, keep us in prayer. Where then does it reside? And as I was preparing, going over my notes, I heard very clearly, fear does not reside in your future. Your fear resides in your past. Fear resides in your past and in your present. Okay, well, how does fear reside in my past and my present? Because y'all remember the TV show Ghostbusters? What was that boy, Ray Parker Jr.? Yeah. So I ain't afraid of no ghosts. You know, I ain't afraid of no ghosts. So I don't have a boogeyman in under my bed. I'm sweating. Y'all can see all my little sweat stuff. Okay, let me turn this up a little bit so y'all can see me sweating. I don't have any boogeymans under my bed. I don't have any monsters that hide in my closet. You know, I ain't afraid to walk in my house in the dark. So what up with that? You know what I'm saying? Where does it reside? And as First Lady was saying, her folk from Detroit, you know, what up though? Where does it come from? How it resides in your past and your present. But God, how is that? Fear will always creep up in the moment you decide to stretch and go beyond where you are. Yeah. Because fear is designed not to spook you, but to capture you. Yes. Y'all ain't talking to me. Fear is not designed to spook you or to dismantle you, but fear is designed to capture you. Mm-hmm. How does fear capture me? Whenever fear rises, it captures me in my now. Mm. And it does not allow me, and it does not want me to stretch beyond what is and what has been. Yes. Okay, let's make it real simple. Let's go sociological and psychological. Here it is. There are three responses to stress, or three responses to challenges. That is fight, flight, and here's a third one that we miss. We miss freeze. For many of us, whenever there is a call to stretch, fear will creep up and freeze us in our now. Fear will creep up and freeze us in my right now, in my current state of being. Fear will tell me, that's prove it, Bishop. Prove it to me, Bishop. Fear will tell me I can't have more than what I have. Fear will tell me I can't be more than what I have been. Fear will tell me I can't go further than where I've ever been. So what it does, it freezes me in my right now. Yes. So the psychological drama is God is calling me to more. Fear is keeping me where I am. So I'm constantly wrestling between two opinions. Shall I pursue or shall I stay where I am? Y'all with me? So point number two, you can't be scared to stretch. When we understand that we are, I wish I had one. Baby, can you get me a bottle of water or something? I left it upstairs. What do you mean, Bishop? Being afraid to stretch. Don't worry, I use this right here. Okay. Now, don't y'all judge me, because I had a water bottle for a demonstration, but I'm going to use this right here. Y'all with me? Okay. And it's my Walgreens inhaler. It has been in my pocket and in my car, so it's all rubbed off. I ain't dirty. I just had it for a while. All right. How does fear keep me now? If you look at this little Walgreens inhaler, with all these lights, I don't know if y'all can see it, but pretend like you can. Let me turn around where it's the dark side showing. There it is. Lord Jesus. Fear trying to mess up my life. All right, here it is. Turn it that way. Okay, that's good. Now, this Walgreens inhaler, there it is. That's a good angle. I'm not sure what this measurement is. Okay. But let's call, for the sake of the argument, let's say this measurement is 10. There's a portion here that is all white. Let's call that level 1. The top where my finger is level 10. Okay? What fit, Tamika Shields said, okay, thank you for pushing the preacher, beloved, I love you. What Lance is on, what's going on, Lance? What fear does, fear keeps me in my past and my present. And fear tells me that I am not able, I am not apt, and I don't have the ability to go beyond where I am. Because what fear does, it keeps me on the level 10, because the level 10 is also identified as my capabilities. Yeah. Preach, Bishop. Preach, if Bishop. Ever you have been afraid to move beyond where you are because you question your own ability, fear has a hold on you. Yeah. How do you know fear has a hold on you? Because you will not stretch because you are afraid that you will fail. I will not go after the job that I want because I've already told myself they're not going to hire me. I already told myself I'm going to flop on the interview. I've already told myself that they're going to look at my resume and no, it ain't going to happen. They're going to pull my background check. It ain't going to happen. So I'm going to go ahead and stay here and eat my little bologna sandwich and my little water, and I'm going to stay on level 1 because level 1 is indicative of my capabilities. And I know who I am. I know what I can do present. I know what I have done past. So I'm going to stay where it's safe because I'm going to stick in my capabilities. Yeah. Here it is. But you have not been called to reside in your capabilities. You've been called to stretch and fill your capacity. The difference between my capabilities and my capacity is what I can do. My capacity is what I have been designed to contain. Yeah. Preach, Bishop. People of God, you have been designed to contain more than what you have given yourself the ability to work in. So what happens here is fear tells me I got to stay where I am. I got to stay in a place of my capacity, and I cannot go beyond. I have to stay in my capabilities, and I cannot go into my capacity. How does fear lock me in my capabilities and don't allow me to go into my capacity? Because in my capability is where I find comfort. Here's another one. We're doing alliterations with C's on the second point. I find comfort in my capabilities, but when I decide to go into my capacity, I find contention. Preach, Bishop. You will always find contention when you reach into your capacity because the enemy of your soul don't want you to go beyond where you are. Yes. So what do you do when you want people to go where they are, beyond where they are? You make it difficult to get to where they're supposed to be. Yes. Y'all with me? So number 1. You got to be stable to stretch. Number two, you can't be scared to stretch. You can't be scared. You got to be willing to release what has been in order to attain what you've never had. All right, I'm gonna catch up with some of these comments. Tamika, she'll teach me. I'm trying, dear. To say, Bob, I appreciate you. God bless you. Ken, thank you, Kenny. Truth. Don't get comfortable with your capabilities. Pope, I'm telling you, brother, God's pulling us out of there. Rosa Smith, I'm trying to catch up with these comments. I can't. Okay, I'll respond later. But y'all talking good. Preach y'all. Okay? Preach y'all. The last thing is, not only must I be stable to stretch, not only can I not be scared to stretch, but here's the last one. I got to be willing to sacrifice to stretch.
Yes.
Hear me. I got to be willing to sacrifice to stretch. I'm going to give y'all my own testimony. I'll give y'all my own stuff. All right. This is a public feed, but for y'all that are on here, Angie, what's going on? Pastor Kyrie, love you, man. It's just us talking. Don't tell nobody. Just us. Okay. Here it is. There are some next dimensions of things I want personally, I want ministerially, for my family that we're trying to do. A whole bunch of stuff we're doing. And I love you too, my brother. Kyrie, I love you too, my brother. That we're trying to accomplish. Y'all with me? Remember, y'all love, like, and share. Do all that. Click share. Get it out here. And I went through a very hard process over probably the last 2 years. And I said, I want the reality of who I am to match. Brian Jeffers, God bless you, brother. I want the reality of who I am to be authentic and not just live in an image.
Yes.
Y'all with me?
Yes.
So God has always allowed me to prosper and to do well. And I was able to do some things. But when I went through the last season of my life, I took some L's. Mm-hmm. And one of the L's I took was in my credit. Mm-hmm. All right. So I said, no, hold on. It don't make no sense to have Louis this, Gucci that, Fendi the other. I don't have any Fendi, but y'all know people say Gucci, Louis, Fendi, Gucci, Louis, Fendi, all that kind of stuff. But I can't get bubble gum on credit.
Yes, sir.
Because this last season of my life jacked me up. All right. So what I did was I became very conscientious on building my credit. Mm-hmm. And I got to a place where my name, that's what the Bible says, he'll make your name great. Your name is indicative of your credit. I got to a place, hey Kenneth, hey, bless you, brother. I wish I knew you then, man. I got to a place then where my name and my credit, I got back.
Yes.
So I could go and get a BMW, a new one, with just $400 down. I could go and purchase what I want because he gave me my name back. Yes. Okay. But the challenge of it was because I came out that last season of struggle, and now in my wallet, I don't have what used to be prepaid cards and what used to be low limit cards or what used to be secured cards. Now I got something.
Come on, sir.
All right. But what happened when I got something, I got too caught up in going to Saks Fifth Avenue. Mm-hmm. And they say, how would you pay for this? You want your Saks card? Well, yes, I want my Saks card. Yes. Going to Nordstrom and Bloomingdale's. Well, yes, put it on my account. Yes, I do have a Bloomingdale's account. I have to do all that. Yeah. Because I got intoxicated.
Yes, sir. Come on,
in my recovery.
Talk about it.
Y'all with me? So being intoxicated in my recovery, I had to sit back and I said, oh God, I done ran up some debt. Mm-hmm. Because I was not willing to sacrifice in the moment. I almost, hear me carefully, y'all with me? Because I was not willing to sacrifice, I almost sabotaged what he did.
Yes.
I'm telling y'all the truth.
Yes.
I've been honest because I want you not to go through what I've been through. So he caught me just in the moment. It don't make no sense.
Yes.
I got probably, what, Kim, 30 bottles of cologne upstairs at least.
At least.
And at least 20 of them are over $150, and about 5 of them are 300 plus. I looked, I said, God, why am I wearing $400 cologne to the grocery store? You know what I'm saying? Why am I doing all this swiping? Why, Lord? What am I doing? And God said, because you're becoming intoxicated in your recovery.
Preach, Bishop.
Because you're not willing to sacrifice. And your intoxication is going to sabotage what I'm trying to do.
Yes.
So I had to make a sacrifice. What I do? I took all them cards out, put them in a wallet. I ain't gonna tell you where I put them because you try to break in my house, you're gonna try to get my stuff. Use only 2. Kenny, I only use 1. I use 1 that give me back rewards, and every month I'm taking that cash and I'm letting it stack and I'm saving it. So, but sometimes I use it. But pray for me. I'm not fully delivered yet. But I put them up. I got my utilization down, and I put them up. So now, like today, I went to get some cookies from the store, and I had to walk through Nordstrom. It was no desire to go shopping. I had to walk past Mercer and Gucci. No desire to go in there. No desire to go in Saks and Bloomies. Because I said to myself, I cannot allow satisfying my now to sabotage my next.
Come on, Bishop.
So I got to put that stuff up.
Come on, Bishop.
What are you saying, Bishop? You got to be willing. Tamika Shields said, why, Bishop? Tamika, I got delivered, okay? Don't judge me. Kenny just wrote that, deliverance. Yes, Kenny, deliverance. Yes. Because let's be real. Y'all got me. He was like, wow, the spirit is one. Let's be real. Because my intoxication and my recovery made me feel I had to present that I recovered.
Yes.
Because as a bishop, if I go somewhere, I got to look bishop-y. Who cares? Because it's not what I look like, it's what dwells inside of me.
Yes.
So if I'm going to stretch into my next, stop trying to conform to an image, but conform to some substance.
Come on, Bishop.
So now I don't care. People, I go somewhere, people are like, a Bishop Mercer, blah, blah, blah. Stop talking about that stuff. It is not, these are nothing but things. How do you show me that it's things? That's why Paul writes in Philippians 3 in the beginning. He gives his pedigree and he says, none of this stuff matters. Somebody of a lesser mindset will brag about it. But when it gets down to the nitty gritty of where I'm supposed to go and where God is making me, God is not making me according to the amount of Louis Vuitton luggage that I have. God is not making my next according to how many pairs of red bottles my wife has. Because truth be told, that stuff ain't comfortable. I am best in a t-shirt and some sweatpants. Truth be told, that's what I had on before I came on this live. So I put a shirt on so I can be presentable. But I still got my sweatpants on. I would show y'all, but y'all ain't ready for all that.
They don't need to see all.
They don't need to see all. That's too much for them. That's too much right now. I'm sitting here on this live, talking to y'all with this nice red Brooks Brothers shirt on, but I got a pair of old sweatpants and I'm barefoot underneath. Because I'm at a place where I want substance over style.
Yes.
So what do you mean, Bishop? I gotta sacrifice in order to go to my next. You gotta release what pleases you in the moment.
Come on, sir.
And pursue your purpose on tomorrow.
That's good, sir.
So to all my people that say, God has called me. Was I on key for that one, baby?
You were.
I was on key. God has called me. Can I do it twice? 3 times for the Holy Ghost? Don't push my luck. All right, cool. For those who say, God has called me to be a business owner. Listen, boo. You ain't going to start no business shopping every day. Sacrifice. God has called me. Roger said, no, Bishop Mercer. See, you know what? You're fired. That's it. New church admin. Take all the stuff from her. God has called me to plant ministry. Beloved of God, what you going to do when the saints don't give? What do you do? Well, you got to be the first partaker, not of receiving, but of sowing.
Yes.
You can't sow and shop every day.
Come on, sir. Talk about it.
You can't sow and get a new suit or a new car every 3 weeks. I went through a season, this is my confession or my sacrifice. I went through a season, my church thought I was just trying to be cool, but I went through a season where I preached probably about 4 months in casual clothes. I wore khakis, jeans, polo shirt, a button down, and that was it. And they thought I was trying to fit the modern culture and be dressed down like all these other preachers are trying to be dressed down. That wasn't it. You know why I dressed down?
Why?
Because my dry cleaner charges too much money to clean my suits and my robes. So I'd rather preach and sweat out something that I could put in my washing machine with the Gain detergent that I already bought versus giving the dry cleaning man all this money to clean my stuff, or I sweat and damage the fabric, then I got to drop another on a new suit. So my sacrifice was I'll wear something that I can wash and wear because my focus is on growing my assignment.
Come on, Bishop. Teach us.
If you're going to stretch, you got to sacrifice. You can't go out to Ruth Chris every day. You can't go to Chops that we have in Atlanta every day. For those that's in Baltimore, you can't go down to Little Italy and to the harbor and to Legal Seafood every day.
Oh, Lord.
Cook.
Cook.
Get that chicken, put some butter on it, sprinkle some seasoning on it, chop up some onions, some peppers, and some potatoes, stuff it on the inside after you take the gizzards out and you clean the inside, clean the chicken. Stuff it, put it in the oven, roast your own chicken, and eat for 2 days on $5.99. That's $5.99. I mean, $5.99. I said second. Brian Jefferson said, you must have seen too many people squander their seed and wonder why they aren't. Brother, that's it. That's it. I try to teach my church from a pragmatic and a practical perspective. Yes. I refuse to pastor a lazy people. Yes. I refuse to pastor people that gotta have something new every time they walk in the church. Yes. Ain't no reason I have a church lined with BMWs, but the best we can give an offering is $1. What?
Talk about
it. Don't make no sense.
Talk about
to dance and run around the church when we come home and our lights are off. That's a lie. This bishop ain't that kind of person.
Talk about it, sir.
Because the Bible puts it this way. It says, bring all the tithes into the storehouse, so there will be meat in my kingdom. I can't pastor a broke church. And that doesn't mean the people. That means that even as a ministry, we don't squander everything that we have.
Yes, sir.
We've gone through some lean seasons. God knows, I can say it now because we're coming out of it. But God knows, when I got married, we went real lean. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I got a new wife and lost people. Mm-hmm. We got lean, but God took care of us. Yes, and he taught me in the lean seasons, the discipline, yes, so that he can sustain me in the plenteous season.
Yes, sir.
So I know how to survive when it's lean, so that when I stretch and he gives me the overflow, I won't be a fool with my money.
Yes.
Because my mom always taught me, Sam, a fool and his money shall soon depart. Keep it moving. We good. We good, girl. Yes, cook. Yes, Lance. I cook. What else y'all saying up on here? Karen Johnson, come on now. Hey, Karen, love you, boo. And they look good camouflage. Honey, holla at your boy. What do Roger say? God has kept us. Kenny Williams, broke mindset. Kenny, broke mindsets. Listen, I got to close out this lesson with my announcement. The Bible says, come out from amongst them and be ye separate. That doesn't just mean stop drinking, drugging, hoeing, and tricking. When it says come out from amongst them, it means come out from that mindset. So you can be a pure born-again virgin believer, but if you're still operating with a poverty mindset, you are still operating in sin. It's not what your hand and your body's doing, but what's your mind doing?
Yes, sir. What's your mind doing?
What's your mind doing? Okay, I gotta go. Get up out of here. Let's wrap this up. Oh, I've been here for 44 minutes. I must miss y'all. Okay, listen.
Showed up today.
We're going to a higher level of ourselves. You got to be stable to stretch.
Yes, sir.
You can't be scared to stretch. And you got to be willing to sacrifice to stretch. Mm-hmm. So listen, if y'all need help, this is my brother here, Kenneth Williams. Hit him up. Let him get your credit straight. Only bad thing I got to say about him that he's a brother of Omega Sci-Fi. But other than that, Kenneth is all right. Kenneth's all right. So go see him and let him get your stuff straight because he does Kenneth repair. Lance Davis, what did Lance say? I got to roll this thing back up. What did Lance say? Lance said, this is good. I have to share this. Boy, you should have been shared it, but I forgive you. I still love you. We've been friends since childhood. You speak to me. I was about to treat myself to a steak dinner. I didn't want to pay these bills. Yeah. Here's the deal. If you make the sacrifice now, it will no longer be a treat. It will become your new normal. Mm-hmm. You with me? Mm-hmm. So let me sacrifice now and let them have that porterhouse for $150. Yes. Get my stuff straight so every day can be a porterhouse day. I want to be in a place where it's no longer where I can buy it and don't feel it.
Yes, sir.
Where I ain't gotta say, Kenny said I do insurance as well. Kenny, you do everything. You do everything. And I'm gonna need to follow up because I need to do some changes with my insurance also. So yeah, we're gonna have to work this out, Kenny. We are. And plus, yeah, we'll work it out. So listen, gotta be stable. You can't be scared. And you got to sacrifice. Mm-hmm. Y'all with me? Mm-hmm. I'm a minister too. I'll pray for you. Listen, y'all. He'll get your money, get your credit straight. He'll make sure your family got money when you die, and then he'll lay hands to get your mindset together. I'm telling you, that's only problem is he's an omega. That's it. All right. So God bless you. Sacrifice now, then it will become a lifestyle. Yes, God, it will become a lifestyle. But listen, here's my church announcement why my numbers are dropping. If y'all. Whoever fell off, get your tail back up on here. I ain't done talking yet. Listen, I am so happy. I'm so happy. Why am I so happy? I'm so happy because God he blessed us with the equipment, blessed us with everything. Elder Claude Hamilton is my graphics designer. Derek Wills does my photography. We have a great team. Claude calls himself my branding ambassador because whatever I do wrong, like if this live was wrong, the lights, he'll text me. Bishop, they better next time. Okay, but listen. A couple weeks ago, we preached a sermon entitled, I Didn't Die in the Darkness. And it was a sermon that shifted my entire house. Mm-hmm. I promise you. Mm-hmm. It's when it shifted my entire house. And what we have been able to do for the first time in the history of New Life Church of Atlanta, and as we close out this third year of ministry, we have actually taken that sermon, had it mastered, and it's available for purchase. I didn't die in the darkness. What are my points? You will go through a historic reversal, a holistic recovery, and a worthy restitution. Yes. I didn't die in the darkness. Because when the Bible says in Matthew that when Jesus was on the cross and the earth went dark from the 6th or 9th hour, that darkness was not just an eclipse, but that darkness, according to Tertullian, was something called a portent. A portent is a divinely orchestrated lack of light that denotes that there is change coming in the atmosphere. So when the earth went dark, it was God speaking to the earth that says, when I turn the lights back on, there will be change in your environment. Mm-hmm. And my church, I walked away understanding this dark season that we couldn't see. You couldn't see God working and producing change in our ministry and our lifestyle. Mm-hmm. So we actually have that now ready to be released. Y'all with me? Y'all can see it. Here is our wonderful CD cover that was designed by Claude Hamilton and creative genius. Listen, Claude is the man. Okay, Claude is the man. Yes. And then when you open it up, let me tell you how crazy I was. I was like, we're just gonna go buy some CDs and we're gonna do that, and we just get a marker and say, "Don't die in darkness." And then the Lord said, "Listen, you are not a cut rate ministry. Mm-hmm. You are a 5-star ministry of quality. Yes, sir. So present the quality that I've given you." Yes, so here's our little CD, not little. Here's my big CD. Here's your big CD. My big CD. And then when you open it up, you will see the back of the CD cover. We'll get details of the ministry. And then you will see the CD there with our contact information, our social media information, church logo, and the sermon title, "Don't Die in the Darkness." Amen. Listen, if you want this, hit us up. It'll be available for sale wherever I go to preach. It'll be available for sale at New Life Church of Atlanta. The cost is $10, which includes your shipping. We'll get it to you. $10. Hit us up at contact, CON, How you spell contact? I forgot to spell contact. Rosalind, put this up there and be a good administrator before you get fired for real. Yes, I didn't die in the darkness. Buy the CD, Pastor Mia. I got one for you. Contact CONTACT at newlifecoa.org. Contact at newlifecoa.org. Send us an email requesting CD. I didn't die in the darkness. Yes. And our church admin will respond back to you, and we'll get everything squared away and get it shipped out to you. Also, if you want to respond a little faster, we can also send us a text message. Text us, and we respond almost immediately to your text messages, unless it's after hours. Don't text at 1 o'clock in the morning. You'll get something about 10 o'clock. All right. Or you can text us in the ministry line at 770-866-2171. Lance said, I need that in Texas. Lance, see that email address? Contact at newlifecoa.org. Send us an email. The church admin will get to it, and we'll take care of you. All right. We'll take care of you. So Lance said he need that in Texas. Lance, buy a couple of them and give them away in Texas. Get about 10 of them and give them away. What? So email us at contact@newlifecoa.org or text us at 770-866-2171. And then also don't forget to hit us up on our website, newlifecoa.org, www. Which is pretty much standard, newlife, NEWLIFECOA.org. There are some things that we release on the website. There are some things that we release on the ministry page that are not released on my personal page. So I implore each of you, if you have a church home, God bless you, stay where you are. Just let us be, a vitamin to help supplement what your pastor is giving. If you don't have a church home, we love you. Kenny said he needs that in Baltimore too. All right, Kenneth, hit us up. Hit us up. Send us an email or a text, and we'll get it out to you. Our admin will make sure she gets everything squared away for you. We get it shipped out. So hit us up, website, email, text us. We'll get this not first because it hasn't been a second yet. We'll get this inaugural CD out to you. We'll get this inaugural CD out to you. If you are in the Atlanta area, we want you to come worship with us. Church, and Pastor Mia says she needs it. All right, Rosalind, get on it. Church anniversary is October 7th. We have a worship service. Our small group study will still be at 9 o'clock, but worship service will be at 10:30. At 10:30. I can't wait to preach that sermon. Having therefore attained help from God, I continue to this day. My sermon topic is, it tried, but it couldn't make me quit. If there's anyone here that something tried to get you to walk away, but it couldn't walk your way, but instead of quitting, God stretched you to the next dimension, beat me. October 7th. 10:30 at New Life Church of Atlanta. I think that's about it. Address 7458 Bankhead Highway in Winston, Georgia. That's our address for now, because the city actually changed the name of the street, changed the numbers, all that kind of stuff. And we are actually, I need y'all to be in prayer with me. We're actually ready to move to our next facility.
Amen.
We're ready to move. So we're out searching for the next facility, which is why the credit got to be right. Because they want to know who's going to guarantee this church. You got to do more than preach, Bishop. You got to be a personal guarantor as well. So, so we're ready to make a move. So I love y'all. May heaven smile upon you. I did almost 2 Empowerment Wednesdays in one, because normally I'm out in 27 minutes. Y'all got me up here for 53 minutes and counting. Lance, love you, brother. Love you always, man. Love you always. Kenny, love you all. Everybody that's on here, I love y'all. I thank God for you. Real talk, thank you for supporting me. Thank you for logging in and hearing what God has to say through your manservant. If you don't have a pastor, I would love for you to affiliate yourself with this ministry. If you're out of state, we have something called eChurch, where you can join us live every Sunday. And you can be a distant member and get all that you need.
Amen.
And periodically, we will come to your state and have service there as well.
Amen.
So if you're out of state, you can still affiliate with us as an eChurch member. If you already have a church home, God bless you. I pray the favor of God over your pastor and over your ministry. And we're just glad to come in as a big brother and to share some godly advice and some godly wisdom with you every Wednesday. On that note, I got to go. Have a great hump day. And for those of you who are at home, and you are right to being at home, meaning you didn't skip church, but you're right for being home. And you did a little entertainment tonight. I can't tell you this as a bishop, but all I know is Empire comes on in a couple minutes. Is it 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, babe?
I'm not sure. Sir.
I'm about to get something to eat. I'm going to watch MasterChef. I'm going to watch The Ultimate Fighter. And then we'll see what Cookie and Lucia's got going on. It might give me a sermon to preach. Karen, I love you, boo. Love you, love you, love you, love you, love you, love you, love you. Love you. That's my big sister, Karen. I love you, girl. I love you. Everyone, I love you. God bless you. Heaven smile upon you. I'm going to go. Y'all be, Lance said, yes, Lord. All right, Lance. We'll talk about Empire. Love you, bro. Y'all be good. I'm gone. Be blessed.